Hi, welcome to the 8672 podcast. I'm Chris.
Peace, I'm Wise.
Alright, we back again.
Hit that subscribe button, man. And then hit the bell so you get notified when we come on. And like the video or don't like it. We told you we need likes, and I don't give a fuck if you don't like it.
Nah, that's a fact. Likes, comments, shares.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel too. So the more subscribers we get, the quicker we can go live on YouTube and all of that. So we need all of that. We need, if y'all listening on iTunes podcast or SoundCloud too, subscribe there too. We need them subscribers, we need them likes, we need them shares, all of that.
And please watch the video. I'm glad a lot of people don't have our numbers. Cause watch the video, cause some of the texts that we get, I know I get, the answers in the video, or if you listening to the audio, the answers right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah. So yeah, what's the name? Make sure y'all tuning in every week. The videos drop Sundays at 8 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna keep this going for y'all. Did you have something that you definitely want to start off on tonight?
Not really, yeah, what I had texted you earlier. What I said to you, what I texted you, I hope we can pull this off.
Alright, let me take, because I don't want to forget this thing I want to talk about. Alright, hold on. And then you, go ahead, you can go ahead, start. I'm going to keep this up.
What I was saying to you, I know we was going to do the podcast.
Yeah.
But what I tell you last week, the last episode, I do not like Derek Carr.
Yeah.
So when I text you, they was talking about us trading for Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? I hope we can pull it off. But I really don't want to give up Waller. But talking to another Rams fan, he convinced me to give up Waller and Derek Carr to save a first-round pick maybe next year or whatever. I would do that.
So you would give up Waller, all right, which was your number one. That was your number one receiver. I mean, he's your tight end, but he's your number one receiver. You bring Deshaun Watson over there with Aguilar.
No, Aguilar's going to be gone. We're going to have to pick up another receiver.
Oh, so you talking about drafting a receiver in the first round?
Either not even drafting him, because we might have to give up our first round. We got to pay one of these free agents to come over there and play with Deshaun.
And you think y'all be better than right now?
Yeah.
I'm saying Deshaun Watson is definitely better than Derek Carr. But you taking away all of his weapons.
Listen,
it's the same
no,
situation
you won't, because he got running.
He got Jacob, that's it.
He got a running back, and we got receivers and I think Ruggs will be a little better this year.
I forgot y'all got Henry Ruggs. We'll see.
You know what I mean? I would do that.
I mean, I can't knock you
doing it. If it saves us first-round picks, I don't want to give up everything the Rams gave up.
Nah, that was crazy.
That was dumb.
That was crazy. That was just to get rid of that bad contract, though. But that's still crazy. They don't got a first round pick to like 23.
Yeah.
23 or 24.
Listen, man, and he's injury prone. I don't care about I'm talking about the Raiders. Let the car go off the cliff and go down to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I hear you.
Ain't Houston a part of the Bible Belt?
Yes.
I don't know. So he good.
He
can take his Bible and go ahead. No, I'm just joking. All y'all that go to church, you know I don't go to church. But I'm just saying, get the car out of here. Trade the car in. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you definitely upgrading the quarterback position. My only thing is, like, I feel you. I can't knock you for that. But I'm like, if you giving away your number one receiving option and your number two receiving option, and you don't have a first round pick to replace that,
son.
I don't like that for Deshaun Watson. I like it for y'all.
Listen,
but Deshaun Watson,
Deshaun will make it work with what we got. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize something.
But he got a better defense in Houston than y'all, and y'all won't have a pick to address that either.
Listen, we'll have a second round pick to get all that, and we got money to play with too.
Y'all gonna have to go be heavy. But you'll probably get somebody that want to come play with Deshaun Watson too.
Right.
So you might get an
don't
OBJ.
Don't worry about all that. No, I don't want OBJ.
Nah,
I don't want it.
I ain't gonna front. OBJ
that dude proposed to a kicker's net and all that. I don't want all that in the locker room. Man.
But now even though, aside from the antics you don't want to put up with the antics because the production on the field ain't even what it.
He stay hurt.
Yeah. Now even if he ain't hurt though, like for all the like craze that OBJ get. is really off that one play that he made against us, the Cowboys.
Nah,
but
they showed his numbers. His numbers
are.
He was on his way to the Hall of Fame until he went.
I wouldn't say all that. He was a good wide receiver.
Nice.
He was a good wide receiver. But since he got all of that praise for that catch, he has not lived up to that.
No, it was the ankle injury, and then the knee.
Yeah, but
and the Cleveland Browns didn't know how to get him the ball.
Yeah, they knew how to get into him against the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, but
everybody did.
They didn't know. Man, I don't want to talk about nobody but trading the old call for the Dotson, man.
Nah, Deshaun Watson definitely is an upgrade over Derek Carr. Yeah. I just don't like. I don't like that for Deshaun Watson because he coming to y'all.
That's why you don't like it.
No, I don't. I like Dak.
If you have to play Deshaun Watson in Dallas next year,
if we have Dak, I don't care. If we have Dak, I don't care.
Man, listen, they'll be out there dueling.
No, yeah, they would be. They would be dueling.
And
but I don't think that. I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll take that.
I'm trying to put you on something.
What Deshaun Watson did last year, Dak was outpacing that. He wasn't even close. But no, where I wanted to start this conversation on is Happy Black History Month. This is our first episode of Black History Month. So I wanted to send a shout out to that, and it's also hold on, I don't want to mess up the name of this because we are recording this on a Wednesday. It's National Girls and Women in Sports Day. So I want to send a shout out for all our ladies.
99.
National Girls and Women in Sports Day. We got a woman actually coaching in the Super Bowl, which is dope. And how you feel about that? You got girls that play sports. You got a gymnast and a softball player. How you feel about that?
Hey, listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Title IX, the girls got next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Title IX, baby. Girls got next. And you got a GM in baseball too.
Yeah.
A woman GM. What's her name? Something. She's Chinese or something. Her last name is NG.
But nah, that's dope. Shout out to all of our female athletes. Keep doing your thing.
And the Spurs got homegirl that I think she played at Connecticut. She was the first woman to be acting head coach because what's her name got kicked out of the game.
Yeah. But yeah, they doing great things, and we want to keep bigging them up, keep lifting our ladies up.
Get your girls in the athletics and get them away from this nonsense, man. Wanting to chase behind the boys, man.
Yeah.
Get them active in something. You know what I mean? Something constructive.
That's a fact. And then I wanted to know, kind of switching gears to the first day I said, with Black History Month. What's your feelings on Black History Month?
To me, Black History, I celebrate Black History every day.
That's a fact. That's what I like.
But I got a question on Black History Month. Too.
What?
It's gonna be kind of crazy, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I was going to what you said. I celebrate Black History every day. I'm kind of torn. I celebrate Black History Month, but I'm torn with it because I feel like we're given permission in February to celebrate our heritage when our heritage we are
we're the owners and the makers
of this land. You know what I mean?
Of civilization, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take it even further.
My name ain't Watson.
Yeah. So take it even further. So it's for me, it's a control tactic to make you feel
someone.
Yeah, to make you feel marginalized, mindset wise. It's okay, we only have 1 month to celebrate us. It's a control tactic in my
short this month.
That's going to my point. So it's a control tactic.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is celebrate Black History every day. Don't just celebrate Black History in February.
And learn your history because they slide in Juneteenth, and a lot of people didn't know what Juneteenth was for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People didn't really know.
And admittedly, I didn't know when I was younger either. I didn't know what Juneteenth was when I was younger. So I'm not gonna sit up here in front like I was somebody who knew about all of that as I was coming up. But it's also like that for a reason. Now, the media, going back to last week, we talked about the things that we consume. You know what I mean? the things that we are allowed to see and that they push in society are that way for a reason.
Right.
Like when you go to school, you learn about the same African American or black individuals every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like that curriculum doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? You learn about the same handful of people every year. Our history is a lot richer. Although the civil rights movement was big, our history goes way before the civil rights movement. You know what I mean?
Right.
And slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like we were kings and queens prior to being slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think when we talk about like history and things like that in class, when we learn about other heritages and what they were in their homeland, I think that needs to be instituted into curriculums all over as far as the true black heritage. Like,
right.
And the onus is on the parents right now to teach that, and that's fine because you learn first in the home anyway. So we gladly take that torch and accept that responsibility. But from a curriculum standpoint, we got to do better in the school systems all over. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's funny. I worked with a old Italian guy, right? And it was funny that we got into a topic of, you know, black civilization and how we are the makers and the owners of the planet and things of that nature, right? And we started talking, and I asked him, where he was from and things of that nature, his ancestors rather. And I got into talking to him about Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about it is, and I learned from my kids that every school curriculum don't teach you about Hannibal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went on to tell him, and he was like, where the hell did you learn this from? This is BS. He started getting mad. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, Hannibal conquered Europe on elephants. You know what I'm saying? He was an African. You know what I'm saying? He conquered. You know what I mean? He was a conqueror. It took him about 2 weeks. And then when he found out, he was like, he never learned that in school at all. He never learned about that. And, we got to be conscious and mindful of what we feed our children other than the TV and the music and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you brought up the civil rights, because I was looking at a guy, I forget his name, but he sounded crazy when he was talking, but he started comparing Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, right? And I started thinking about it. And I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, because if you know me, I turn certain serious things into jokes, you know what I mean? But Martin Luther King was a great leader, right, in a sense. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think it was some kind of performance-enhancing drugs going on with the marches? Because if you get somebody walking down the block right now and a dog just run out of yard, most black people hightailing it the other way than with the way they was coming. But now you marching, and these people gonna stick the dog on you, and you standing there letting the dog bite you. You getting sprayed with water, and you still marching, thinking we shall overcome.
That's how passionate they was, man.
What?
That's dope though.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying not dope. I'm not looking at it from the aspect of their passion, but at some point that turned the other cheek, man. Listen.
Oh nah, talking about
we can't be marching like this, Martin.
Mm-hmm. And like you talking about the turn the other cheek, but I think that's also a control tactic that was placed on us. Also, like it's a way like to kind of like flip the script on us. Like, okay, well, a country that was founded on violence, you know what I mean? Now, you as a people, if you are violent, then you're wrong.
Right.
And it goes deeper than just like a violence. Like where, if you think about it, if you have a group of black people that are passionate about black history, right?
Right.
If you have a group of black people talking and the conversation is based around black history or being proud of being black, expressing their blackness, speaking about their blackness, that's viewed as combative or negative from the outside. You know what I mean?
It's viewed as racist.
Yeah, so it's viewed as like a negative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But flip the script. If you have a white person that talks about how passionate they are of being an American and a patriot, you know what I'm saying? Which is essentially the same thing. Like, because we are proud of where we come from, and we're embracing that heritage, even though that heritage and that history has been tried to be buried. Like they tried to bury it from us. Like they don't really.
Ain't no try, they did.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about it and you're proud of it, it's looked as a negative. But when someone white or even another color talks about things like the Boston Tea Party and things like that,
right,
and the things that they're proud of us becoming the United States of America, that's looked as a positive. They're looked at as a patriot. I don't understand how that one could be looked at as a positive and one could be looked at as a negative when both are groups of people who are expressing passion and pride in who they are, right, and where they come from, and the history behind what it has allowed them to be here today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for us as African American or black men, as I'll say, to ignore where we come from and not speak about that with pride or not be passionate about that is dying to self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when this nation was created for us, and this is not to say a black man can't be patriotic. You can be patriotic, but you also got to be a realist too. Like when we talk about like how this nation is governed and the laws that are put in place, a lot of that stuff was done before we were considered human beings. You know what I mean? We were looked at as a percentage of a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all of these law governing bodies and doctrines that we follow and things like that, when you hear black people talk about throw this out and reform and things like that, it's because when these things were created, they were not created with us in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I can give you 3 things that people can look at if they want to look at them realistic. All right. Number 1, this really it encompasses women too.
Yeah.
That people don't realize. Like when people say exercise your right to vote, a lot of people don't realize what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It is just that, a right.
Mm-hmm.
That right can be taken away from them.
Right.
Because they could pass a law that say blacks and women
Can't vote.
can't vote.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I'm not saying it will definitely pass, but white men in America don't have a right to vote. It's pretty much dead.
It's a given.
That's a given.
Yeah.
They can vote.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Black men and women, all women, only have a right to vote.
Yeah.
Now, I can take that right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have the right to come ring my doorbell or come in my yard. You have that right. But if I put a dog out there and I put a sign on it that I don't want you in my yard, that right is taken away. Now, you doing
You got consequences.
Right,
Yeah.
there's consequences
Yeah.
behind what you're doing.
Right.
Now, you look at what happened in Virginia. What was that? Where Charlottesville. You look at what happened in the Capitol, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, politicians were saying that these were patriots exercising their right for freedom of demonstration,
Mm-hmm.
freedom of speech, all of this, right?
Right.
Which nobody realized, and I told somebody this a long time ago, for people that understand, people that really follow this stuff with people marching and things of that nature. Black Lives Matter is actually a white group. It was started by white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what came behind it was Antifa. Antifa, at first, everybody was saying that was an idea. That's an idea. Until they saw what happened in where was that? Oregon, when they bombed the Democratic headquarters, and they put the signs up there saying that they didn't want Biden, they wanted revenge, right?
Yeah.
Now, I heard about Antifa being a group of people from somebody I met in Philly, that was from Philly, Kensington to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
They told me that it's a part of Philly where they have their area that if you go in there as a black dude, you might not come out. and more than likely you're not coming out.
Right.
So I asked him, I was like, everybody keeps saying it's an idea. He was like, nah, it ain't no idea. That's a group, right? But here's how this gets construed. When Black Lives Matter is marching, right? They marching, and they kept saying, you see the bombing and the breaking of windows, that ain't black people doing that. Yes, the black people coming behind and have nothing to do with the march looting, but originally the bombing of the police station and all that with behind George Floyd, the breaking of the windows and all that, they saying this is white people coming, we don't know who they are. They kept saying that. Lo and behold, Antifa is a part of the guy that started Black Lives Matter. He funded them too. So now on the news they saying, yeah, what happened out there, that's Black Lives Matter. But when you watching the video, you seeing the white people breaking the windows and throwing the torches in there. You ain't see no black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everything is straight black and white. But then when you flip it and be like, you know, you see what the white people did down in D.C. at the Capitol. Oh man, see, everybody want to make it racist. No, we're not making nothing racist. We just being real. The way it would be looked at if black people went down there. Because number one, if black people would have went down there, it would have been way more people killed. Yeah. It wouldn't have been a delay on the National Guard.
If that was black people, they wouldn't have got in there.
Right. They wouldn't have got it wouldn't have never been a delay on the National Guard. Yeah. Nothing. And it would have been shoot to kill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I hope y'all really watch that American Skin, because guess what? He told you that. And I've been hearing this from police officers that I know that said they don't train to shoot you in the leg no more. They are trained to kill you. Yeah. If you're a minority, and it ain't just black, we talking about the brown people and all that. They are trained that if they feel threatened, to kill you. Period. Kill you.
Yeah. And like, I don't expect, honestly, you can't fully understand what it's like. But like, and I know the beauty of the pandemic that we're in, it forced everybody to sit down, and you couldn't be in a position where you could be like, I'm too busy to know what's going on. Right. Because you had, at some point, you had to be sat down and you saw it somewhere, because it's nothing else. It was nothing else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna fully understand, but I appreciate what the pandemic did as far as starting the conversation, because a lot of people who kind of turned
they wouldn't have the conversation.
I'm saying they turned a blind eye.
Right.
So like, and they were able to claim ignorance because in your normal day-to-day life, like, everything's moving so fast, but when everything gets shut down and things ain't nothing happening but this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't claim ignorance anymore. Like, I call bullshit. Like, you can't sit here and tell me you don't know what's going on out here. You know what I mean? And for the people who are like, well, why don't they just knock it off and not have the conversation? Because that's exactly why we're in the position that we're in right now, because we've knocked it off for so many years. And as black people, I had this conversation with one of my boys. As black people, we are taught custom-wise, we are very forgiving,
right,
and
nonchalant,
if you were to, and this is the example that my boy made that I thought was perfect. Like, I give you guys an example. Like, if you came to a black family gathering as a white person, right? The elder statesman of that family, or somebody who's older in that family, is going to make sure that you feel comfortable, right? Right. You're not going to sit at a gathering as the only white person at a black gathering and nobody talk to you, right? There's going to be at least one person that pretty much takes you on like a sponsor. Like, they're going to introduce you to people. They're going to try to make you feel comfortable. They're going to laugh and joke with you, offer to get you stuff and things like that, because it's realized and we understand what it's like to be in a situation where nobody else looks like us. You know what I'm saying? Flip that. I've been in situations like when I was in college and things like that where you can go somewhere as like the only black person. Like a prime example is like in a classroom, in a lecture hall, being the only black person in that lecture hall. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Or you go to an event and you're the only black person. Nobody's talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel inferior, inferior or threatened in some way,
right,
just by the look
by
of you.
presence.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could have a 300-pound, 6'5" white guy standing next to me that nobody knows either one of us.
But
That guy's gonna
right,
speak. They gonna speak to him.
right.
You know what I'm saying? They not gonna speak to me. You know what I mean? Unless you in a position where it's like, oh, you play sports, or like, you know what I'm saying, like
Right,
that, and
right.
then that's the conversation starter. But ain't nobody just coming up to you like
I'll give you an
introducing
example.
themselves and like taking you under their wing.
When being a firefighter, right, as a minority, that's one of the roughest jobs that you can have, not only from the nature of the job, but it's an underlying current of you don't belong here. You understand what I'm saying?
And you gotta trust these people. That
So now, me and two other firefighters went to a training class in upstate New York. So what happened was we was the only black people there. So the first day I couldn't eat because I don't eat pork.
Mm-hmm.
So the other two guys was laughing. Yeah, that's what you get. You don't eat pork and da da da. So I'm like, listen, I don't care. I can eat something here that don't have no pork in it. So you know, I eat vegetables, fruit they had or whatever. So the woman comes over to the table and she was like, listen, let me ask you a question. You know, you don't eat pork? And I said, no. She was like, okay. Now I know the rest of your stay here. And we was up there for about, I think it was like 6 days, 3 days, between 3 and 6 days, something like that. So every day, you know what I'm saying, we had, you know, non-pork items on the menu, right? So then it came the weekend, and she was like, okay, well, tonight, I'm going to let y'all know something. There's no drinking or smoking on the property. But they're making an exception for y'all. So we like, huh? She was like, listen, it's a liquor store down the block. The liquor store is fine. Go to the liquor store, the store is fine too, by the liquor store, get whatever it is. So we like, nah, just cigars we smoke, you know, boom, boom. She was like, that's fine. You got them, because I don't know where they sell cigars, but the liquor store is there, the convenience store, and you can smoke your cigars and y'all can sit right outside and smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I'm like, so where everybody else going at, you know, they head. My man, like, yo, shut up, man. You know where they going. I was like, nah, I want to know. You know, she was like, baby, old white lady. She was like, listen, y'all can do what you want to do. But past the liquor store, you going in to charter the territory y'all don't want to be in because you're not going to be looked at as who you are.
Right.
You're going to be looked at as who they want you to be, and you might not make it back here. And we was like this. Alright, so we ain't going to have no issues on the campus. She was like, no, y'all not going to have no issues because everybody know that when y'all come up here, we have to make an exception for y'all because everybody else going out, they having fun. Y'all got to have fun too. Y'all in class all day, da 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 da. But that's just who we live like. Now, you had a white guy that God bless him, that my man, he came out the academy, he graduated, right? And we took him, you know the bungalow. Yeah. The bungalow, for everybody, that's a neighborhood with emphasis on hood ball. And a girl walked in, he was standing right there by the wall. She walked past him and came back and was like, oh shit, we got a white boy in the fucking bungalow. And he was like, hey, I don't know what you thought, I'm not white. When it's Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah. Yo, they danced with him. Yo, he had a great time. He was like, yo, y'all gotta take me back there. He was like, all right. But that's the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
Nobody made him uncomfortable.
Right.
Like, we came to your school one year,
Mhm.
and they told us it wasn't one of the hotels right by you, by the school. It was right there.
Yeah.
Told us, listen, we
That
don't have no
sound,
vacancies.
yeah, that sound was like
We had to go 3 exits up to get a room.
and like the crazy, like where I went to school, Bridgewater College in Virginia, like this town is really the school. Like the school is the town
Right.
pretty much. But it's right down the street from James Madison. Like if you in Harrisonburg, it's like it's regular because you got JMU right there and it's so much diversity there. But like like you as a black man or a black woman or brown, whatever, in this country, you come to recognize, like, when the vibe is just off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't need to be here too much longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go in stores and there's looks and things like that, like, you like, all right, well, I don't need to go to the bathroom here. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go to the bathroom and close this door, I don't know what's happening on the other side of the door. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And like you talk about like going to upstate New York and like traveling different places, you know what I'm saying, and not knowing. These are things we got to think about. Like one of the things on like my bucket list in life, like I want to do a cross country trip, like drive across the country. But as a black man, things I have to consider is like, yo, if I got to stop for gas, I need to make sure I'm stopping somewhere that I'm gonna be okay. Or I need to have gas cans with gas that like we good.
You know where that happened to me at? Coming from Georgia.
Yeah, we was in Alabama.
No, we was in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Kayla had to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped to go to the bathroom. Wasn't no black people, man.
Yeah.
And I thought I had got out of the town because it's a building down there and they got the Confederate flag from one end of the building to the next. And I had to tell her, I think at the time she might have been 9, I had to like really explain to her like, yo, listen, you got to hold that, or if you're going to go to the bathroom on yourself, I can't be mad at you because we can't stop here, because it could be something totally different than what you might ever see in your life, and hopefully you don't have to never go through that.
And that's a conversation that a white father will never have to have with his daughter. You know what I'm saying? And because to be frank, like if you talk like if you're a white person watching this video, like where there's neighborhoods that we might not feel comfortable in, you're right. But you're not gonna be stopping in that neighborhood to be getting no gas either.
Let me explain something to you as somebody that grew up in the hood for real. One thing anybody in the hood will tell you, when a white person, and I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I hung out on the street corners and everything. When you see a white dude or a white girl coming, you like this, listen, all the jokes stop, all the games stop, let them go where they're going, because guess what? Police, either they police, and they looking for somebody, or police is watching them, and they trying to set somebody up, get them out of here. Whereas a black person in a white neighborhood, you're going to be all kind of slang words and all that. And
even if it's not, crazy. Even if they ain't saying nothing to you, it's the looks is just crazy. Like it's and it goes back to like how we were trained to be or brainwashed to be, as far as like really like overly accepting and kind of submissive as a people by nature. You know what I'm saying? We're getting out of that now, but like you'll have white people come to a black neighborhood and black people be scared to make eye contact with them in their own environment. You know what I'm saying?
I've never seen that.
I have, where it's like
I've seen it where people looking at them and looking like, yo, we don't know what you're here for. Don't stop here. Don't ask nobody for nothing.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're looking for directions.
And that's what I'm saying is like maybe eye contact is too far. But what I'm saying is I'm gonna let you go about your business. I'm not bothering you. Like I'm gonna leave you alone. Like if you in an area as a black man that you shouldn't be in and it's all white, they not gonna leave you alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it be like staring at you everywhere you go, or asking you like really intrusive questions and badgering you to the point where you like, yo, I gotta get out of here. They gonna make you feel uncomfortable.
When I first moved down here, a guy I worked with, I consider him a friend. He got his wife is from Vietnam. She's something from over there. Like I'm saying it the wrong way, but that's her nationality, right? When I moved down here, he was like, "How far are you from that town in Maryland, man? Elton." I was like, "Oh, that's the next town over." He was like, "You know about that?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "You don't know nothing about it and you moved down there?" I was like, "Yeah, tell me." I was like, "Cause I don't know nothing about Elton." So he says to me, his car broke down in the town of Elton. Like, I guess he was in city limits or whatever. He said, tow truck came. He said, now this dude is white. He said the tow truck came, helped him out, told him, listen, we can tow the car to a shop, they'll fix it and everything. So he was like, all right, you got a hotel. Let me. And he said the tow truck driver was like, can we talk over here? So he said the tow truck driver asked him, she with you? And he was like, yeah, she with me. She in the car. That's my wife. Well, I'm going to drive you to the next town over, which is Bear or Newark, whichever way he was coming. There's hotels over there. You can stay, but in the morning when they call you to get your car, do not bring her. So you make sure she's able to stay there and you come back, because if you come back with her, you're going to have issues. And I was like, what? And then even Amaya, one of the teams she was on, they would have a fundraiser every weekend at a VFW down there somewhere. Yeah. And they told Shauna, they said, listen, whatever you do, Amaya is exempt from this. We don't expect her to help us raise money down here because they'll be doing stuff to her that she probably never experienced in her life. And we don't want her to think that we all like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have to say, like, yo, like, keep the conversations going. Like, conversations like this, they need to happen because this is real life and this stuff is going on. As ugly as it is, and the way, like, some people don't want to hear about it, like, you got to deal with it.
And I will say this, though, seriously, us as a people, meaning black people, if we want to be able to sit down at these tables with the politicians, we want to correct things with police, we want to correct things with just black and white everyday living, we got to watch how we take care of each other and how we deal with each other first. Because like I told the dude, don't nobody want to sit down with you and you talking about how you can make things better, but in the community, you can't wait to go to a cookout and shoot up the cookout, you know what I'm saying? And you hitting little kids, you know what I'm saying? And that's black on black.
Yeah. Now, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but where I would pause on that is, I don't think, and how do I want to say this? I hate when, I don't like when the whole black on black crime, like, situation is brought up in the realm of us talking about this country's scars, because I think
I'm not saying it like that.
No, but what I'm saying is, black on black crime is not happening by accident. If you go to poor white neighborhoods, you get white on white crime too. The reason that this stuff is happening is, like we talked about previously, when you have like a large group of people that's confined to a small area, you have limited resources and you have more people than you have resources. So what that creates is a competitive nature and a kind of like dog-eat-dog. It's not kind of, it is a dog-eat-dog kind of world. So you have people who are not, like, they are not able to secure jobs that are able to get them out of that situation. You know what I mean? You live in paycheck to paycheck. You want more and things like that. So that creates crime and things of that sort. And when you have people in a small area that are competing over limited resources, it's only natural that you're going to have physicality and violence. If you look at nature.
But listen to what you're saying. You're saying physicality. I'm talking about...
I'm just saying violence, period.
Violence, but you will have violence, you know what I mean? Me and you, as brothers, could sit here and get into an argument that might turn into a fist fight, but we ain't gonna kill each other.
No, we're not.
But
But that can also happen by accident.
But you gotta remember this though. There's places in America where it's a small town made up of all white, small town made up of all black, where they not committing crimes on each other.
What I'm saying is,
And that comes through education.
It comes through education, but you also have to realize the way this country has nurtured us they nurtured us to be that way.
Yes.
If you go back to our introduction to this country, so not our history,
right.
but you talk about slavery. You talk about slavery. But even before that, even before you were designated a field person or a house person, you were competing. They would line you up in your underwear, put you on stage, and you had white slave owners bidding on you.
Right.
So, like, it was always a competitive nature. So, like, me and you, even as brothers,
right.
like, we were brainwashed and conditioned to hate each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we probably wouldn't even, as brothers, been in the same
right.
area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might have been on different farms. So what I'm saying is, like, yo, we can't act like, yes, black on black crime does exist, but it exists for a reason. Like, that's also why we talk about
when you deal with education and somebody trying to teach you about yourself. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you got people like Donald Trump will sit here and talk about the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys go on social media, talk about all they want to talk about rallies and this, that, and the third. They don't get kicked off.
Yeah.
But Farrakhan get kicked off with Instagram for just trying to teach people that are like, listen, man, we got to learn how to love ourselves.
Right.
Period.
And he's looked at as a radical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But guess what? If you and I'm not a follower of Farrakhan in that sense. Like, where, you know what I mean? Like, not saying that I've never been to a mosque. Yes, I have. And when I say I'm not a follower like that, I mean I don't go to the mosque or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, all he's teaching and trying to get people, us as black people, to realize
is loving
black
ourselves.
love conquers all.
Mm-hmm.
If we love ourselves, it will be very blatant for a cop to come in our neighborhood and do something. And we ain't coming in there doing nothing to each other.
That's a fact. Because when you love yourself,
changes the way we were being taught.
Yeah, when you love yourself, that's going to change your behavior.
Right. The negative ways that we were taught, like you said, get up there, boy, and stand up there, and we going to judge them. Okay, here'll be a good feel. All that, guess what? He's trying to teach you, like, hold on, this ain't that.
Right. Yeah.
This ain't that.
Right. We don't have to do
that.
Love
your brother.
Yeah.
Be proud of who you are. Love your sister.
Yeah. But I think we also have to realize too, like, as a group of people coming off of that, we are still kind of infants in that. So we have to be like I don't think it's fair to judge black people in that sense, in that mindset, and coming out of that mindset. I think it has to take time. Like, we can't judge our culture by white America, because white America was always allowed to live in harmony with each other.
I'm not saying white America.
No, but I'm just saying, like, our ability to be able to love ourselves
is wanting to be educated.
Yeah.
And when you have someone educating you, see what we had back in the 60s, you know what I'm saying, or with our parents and grandparents and they had back in the 60s and stuff, were two men that looked at it. They wanted the same goal, but they were willing to accomplish that goal two different ways.
Approaches. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas Malcolm was saying the same thing Martin was saying, whereas Martin, in which I look at the young generation, I might not like all their music, but one thing I see about these younger kids, they ain't just turning the other cheek and saying, yo, okay, well, let's go out here and march. They saying, okay, we gonna march and we gonna do this, but if you cross that line, like I remember when the KKK got a pass, they got the permit to march in New York City.
Yeah.
That shit didn't last a block and a half.
Right.
Cause dudes was out there like,
that
yo,
was early
nah,
2000s, right?
yeah, that ain't happening up here.
Yeah.
We ain't having that. Y'all go back where you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? So people gotta be and want to be educated. It don't matter where it comes from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might not follow him to the end of the road.
Right, but right is
the message.
Yeah, right is right.
The message.
Yeah.
You might not like the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell my kids all the time. Sometimes, which now I'm different because I became, my mind is clearer where I started thinking about how I'm gonna say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to tell them all the time, it ain't how I say anything, it's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Forget how I'm saying it.
Right.
I might fly off the handle and be talking to you.
Right.
But it's what I'm saying that you need to take out of what I'm saying to you.
Right.
Because everybody, what we do is we take, he's militant, or he's angry, and we miss the message.
Right. Lobster on a paper plate or glass plate is still lobster.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So like you like I like definitely like the approach you like. You might not like that messenger, but take that message. And then like the transition we was talking about with the KKK, we got some like new, not our country's news, but I want to big up Canada. They actually designated the Proud Boys as a terrorist organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that. I think that came through this morning. But what that does, like if you didn't know, like the fact that they designated them a terrorist organization, that gives authorities the ability to seize assets,
right,
freeze their bank accounts, things like that, prohibit their travel. Like that's big.
And you know what's funny about that? Well, I'm gonna tell you what's funny about that. You got people upset that citizens of America are calling them terrorists, right?
Yeah.
But did you know that if they see a kid right now in McDonald's or Friendly's or anywhere, Wawa,
mm-hmm,
and he got a bandana on and he's known to be a blood or a Crip, he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
He's a terrorist. Now these people, you talking about people that don't have nothing, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They automatically terrorists and they're getting sentenced to years upon years
Mm-hmm.
of their life in jail behind being a blood or a Crip.
Yeah.
And they might not have never did anything in their life. Just being associated
Right. Just having the
with blood or Crip. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's crazy because you might have a friend that's a blood or Crip. And I got friends,
mm-hmm,
and I know some people that you cool with
mm-hmm,
that are bloods and Crips. You know what I'm saying? But if they mess around and get locked up, I'm gonna accept the phone call from them if they call.
right.
You
And
know what
now
I'm
you're
saying?
associated.
Now I'm associated as being a part of their organization when I have nothing. In 48 years of my life, I've never been in no gang, ever.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden you're gonna try and label me and tie whatever I'm doing into a organization that I was never a part of, and
Right.
then you're gonna try and figure out, okay, and the easiest way to do it is hit you with conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to prove nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's once you hear that, you it's nothing they gotta prove. It's the thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, how the hell do you know what the fuck I was thinking?
Thinking.
I'm saying to him, "Are you doing good in there? Everything all right?" You
That
know what I'm
means
saying?
this.
Oh, they was conspiring. What it really means is, whoa, time out, man. How you gonna tell me what the hell I think?
Right.
Some days I don't know what I be thinking. You know what I mean? But you gonna tell me you know what I'm thinking?
Yeah. And that's where I was talking about earlier, like these laws and governing bodies, like it's not set up to have us be alright and okay.
Right.
So like, but yeah, like we'll get into more lighter subjects, but we definitely had to get into that because it's a conversation. Like I said, we got to keep having. People got to keep hearing it the same way we every school year we're drilled about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X when there's so many other, like, they are important, they are the at the forefront of the civil rights
I want to
movement.
see them change that $20 bill.
Yeah.
If they do that, that's
But
big.
there's a lot more to
Right.
Black history than that. But on that note, let me switch over. You mentioned the new school, right?
Yeah.
You see with your boy,
I'm trying to get me back, man.
who's on?
Who? Lucci?
No. Lil Uzi Vert. He put the diamond. Did you see that today?
No.
So this dude put a $24 million diamond. He implanted it to his forehead. Yeah. Cause this dude, if you're like he's against like the fitted jeans and all of that.
Oh yeah,
But-
I'm not with all that jacket.
But what I try to explain to this cat is, if you look at, and I don't understand how he don't see it, because this was his childhood. If you look at how everybody's dressing now, all this is the 80s right now.
No, it
Yes,
was,
it is.
It was
Or the 70s, I mean, I'm sorry. The 70s.
70s, the bell bottoms. And
Now I'm talking about the
No,
bottoms.
I'm saying it was bell bottoms and tight jeans.
Go watch Cooley High, y'all. Y'all tell me if they had on
That's
fitted jeans.
before. That's before my time, though.
But I'm just saying, this is stuff that was looked at
But
as cool.
back then they wasn't wearing jeans. They was wearing church stuff.
They was wearing jeans in that.
They was wearing, but they mostly, that's when dudes was coming outside wearing church shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
We wasn't doing that.
But what I'm saying is the fitted the
My
fit of clothes.
style.
What's the name?
We gave the world a style.
Yeah. And now that style is out. It'll be back.
No. That was, we was taking the style that we had to take from the guys before us, the generations before us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, everything goes around and comes back around. Like the way that cat was
Not
dressing.
the way it is.
Yes, it is.
Man,
The way that this is right now is how it was in the 70s.
Dudes
So,
can't even pull their pants up on their behind.
go look at
It's so
the
tight.
go look at the movies from the 70s.
Nobody had no pants hanging off their butt.
But what's the name? I'm not talking about hip pants and everything, but I'm talking about the tight jeans. They were wearing that in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all.
Do you realize dudes can't, if dudes wanted to go and do squat thrusts in the jeans that y'all wear right now?
That's not true. They can. Because
they're wearing jeggings, that's female
that's not
clothes.
jeggings. They're not wearing jeggings. I'm talking about
These dudes are wearing female clothes, man.
I'm not saying there aren't dudes that do that, but what I'm saying is the style.
Bottom line is, Bonds ain't doing it, and I don't care if somebody
He
say
can't
I'm
do
out
it.
of
What's the name?
Yeah, I don't have no legs.
He don't got no legs.
Guess what? At the end of the day, there's a lot of people like me that their legs won't grow like that. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I'm not wearing it. I wouldn't care if my legs grew, look like Ron Coleman, whoever.
But this is my thing. I don't expect him to dress like that. He also didn't dress how I dressed in high school when you had that whole dip era where things was 5X and everything was 5X. So like my shirts was almost down to my knees and my sleeve was past my elbow and all that. He never wore that either. But that was my era. That's out now. But he's older, so he's not gonna. I don't expect him.
Is around my age.
Yeah, now they wearing.
Kim and them is around my age.
And now they wearing fitted stuff.
But guess what? This is my point. They just doing stuff just to do it.
No, it's not. It's coming. The styles change.
All of that. Listen, man.
The styles change.
I agree with you. That style ain't for me, man.
Styles change.
You know what I'm saying? That style ain't for me.
You gotta adapt.
And on top of that, one thing that people that have
this guy is a dinosaur.
One thing that people in the fashion will tell you, anybody in the fashion, you know what I'm saying, will tell you, you want to wear something that people look at you and be like, yo, what the hell is that? Yo, what the fuck is that? They don't know what you're wearing. You might be wearing a polo, but your shit is vintage. You might have some Jordans on, but they're wondering, yo, when did them come out? Because, yo, these dudes want everybody to see what they got. Everybody, if you go to a party, everybody got the same thing on. Everybody got the same thing on.
Yeah, but that's the accessibility, the lack,
being able to set people apart.
Exclusive
is complexion.
Huh? Yeah.
height and complexion.
Nah. If you talking about just looking at them, then yeah.
If you go to a party, everybody got the same thing on.
I don't know if everybody got the same thing on.
Everybody going to. That's why Jordans is sold out all the time. Everybody got the same.
I don't wear Jordans.
I didn't say you did.
I'm just saying.
People that wear
everybody.
People that wear Jordans. Predominantly, most people in that party gonna have the same Jordans on. Nobody's standing out.
But that's what you're saying is what you said before that, as far as like what fashion.
Shout out to my cousin, you know what I'm saying, on the hoodie. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
Love Wells. You know what I mean? It'll be on the gram. We'll take a picture tonight, put it on the gram. You know what I mean? Valencia, we gonna put it out there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, like when you go, like when you like
this is different. If I walk in a party, this is different. Ain't nobody gonna know what a boombox is. People don't know what it is. Your era don't know. Well, you might, because I told you. I told you how to stick the tape.
You didn't teach me that.
Cover that. You ain't know that on your own.
I had to learn. I had to do that on my own.
But guess what? That came from a household or your friends.
That came from the fact that that came from the fact that that's how we had to listen to music. I had a boombox.
No. What I'm saying is how you get the music off the radio, off of
you had to record it. You had to play tape.
What if you had a tape that was already recorded on?
You rewind it.
No, I'm talking about if you went to the store and bought an album, the album was tracked, you would be able to record over that over that tape.
Yeah, I never knew how to do that.
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
So it goes back to my point. He never taught me that. He said, but I didn't know that.
Sticking the paper in the little indents in the bottom of the tape.
But like my point is, he can't say he said I wouldn't know about the boombox. I'm like, I had one. What are you talking about?
Listen, man. At the end of the day, y'all dudes are spoiled. Y'all from
you're not talking about me.
I'm saying y'all from an era of, you know what I'm saying, dudes have it. Y'all had tapes, cassettes, y'all had Walkmans and things of that to come out. We didn't have none of that. All we had was a radio like this to come outside and everybody listening to.
But what's the name? I don't think that's spoiled. It's just progression in time. It's just progression in time.
Bullshit. It's manufactured.
Did you use it? Yes, you did.
Did what?
So you spoiled too.
I don't think I ever had a Walkman.
Huh? You're lying.
I don't think I ever had a Walkman.
What did you listen to when you went to the gym? A Walkman.
No. You know what? Seriously? Back in them days, no. I didn't listen to nothing but whatever was on in the gym until the iPad came out, the iPod.
I don't believe you.
For real, I didn't have no Walkman.
Alright. What's the name? I had a Walkman.
I never had a Walkman.
But yeah. Now Walkman, like what I'll say, like I always joke about that, about like kids nowadays not knowing what it is to wait for a song to come on the radio and then you record the whole song and then at the end of the song they cut it off with the DJ talking over and you'd be like, damn, I gotta record this all over again. But I don't even be liking to say that because I feel like you come across as like a hating old head. And that's how a lot of people from your era come off, because I be like, yo, like, we don't appreciate errors. Like, it's a natural progression. Everything improves as time goes on. And it's like, I be feeling like people from, like, older eras be like, nah, my era was the dopest, like, this era is whack. I'm like, it's not whack. It's just different. Like, we appreciate the 70s and 80s for what they gave us. We also appreciate the 90s for what they gave us. The early 2000s, and we appreciate now. I be feeling like people be like, I just wanted to be the 90s all the time. And I'm like, yo, you missing greatness.
Nah, you ain't missing greatness.
You crazy. Drake not great?
Well, we can get into that.
That
was a topic. That was a topic. Funk Master Flex said this.
Oh, I didn't agree with what he said. You guys say what he said.
Now, Drake to me, I'm not into Drake. I really can't listen to Drake.
He's not my favorite artist either, but
no, I ain't saying favorite.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's not, like, if you got in my car, he's not somebody that I'm definitely 100% of the time I'm going to be playing.
No. I'm saying he got certain songs that I will play. And I can count them on one hand.
But what I'm saying, you can't say he's not great, though.
I think Drake is great for what he does in this era because...
But that's great.
I'm saying
you don't have to like try to downplay. You see what you did there?
Who is he competing with though?
It doesn't matter. It's not his fault that of what his era is presenting. It's not his fault. So that's like saying Tyson's not great because he knocked all of them cats out, and then when he finally fought somebody like to Holyfield's caliber, he couldn't beat him. He never beat Lennox Lewis. That's what you're saying right now. So everything that Tyson did in the 80s to become the youngest heavyweight, and Tyson's my guy.
Hold on, but he beat some official dudes that just was
What official dudes from who are you putting on the Mount Rushmore? Like, cause you compare the 90s, cause you got Mount Rushmore and hip hop people that was battling against each other, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
The greats, like Hall of Fame rappers, right?
Yeah.
What Hall of Fame boxers did Tyson beat to become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time?
He beat Spinks.
That's a Hall of Fame boxer.
Spinks was that dude.
So
Spinks
if somebody
was that
asks you,
dude.
is Spinks in your top 10?
Spinks back then.
I'm not talking about back then. I'm talking about right now.
You had other fighters that came after him.
Okay.
You know
is Spinks in your...
time,
I'm just asking you straight up. Is Leon Spinks in your top 10?
he was Michael Spinks.
Michael Spinks, I'm sorry. Top 10. Is he a top 10 boxer of all time to you?
Not right now, no.
He never was.
But back then he might have been. I give you a boxer right now. Hold on. I give you a boxer right now that people won't put him in their top 10. But to me, he's in my top 10.
What?
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I think he beat Sugar Ray Leonard.
I've never seen anybody that don't think Marvin
You
Hagler
got
was
people
great.
that said he was a bum.
I ain't never heard nobody call
People
Marvin Hagler
told
was
me
a
that
bum.
this dude was a bum.
They was hating. I ain't never heard that. That's something I've never heard. But I have also never heard anybody that Tyson beat to become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time be mentioned as one of boxing's greats.
Hey, listen, man, it is what it is.
So what I'm saying is,
Who
don't
is-
take
who-
that, and I don't take that
who's
away from
in
Tyson.
this-
Don't take it
hold
away
on.
from Drake.
Who's in this era? Drake couldn't make this kind of music in the 90s to make him great.
But he win because that's not their era.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We not in the 90s.
Who out here could do the music that he does, or is even comparative to him?
Who was comparative to Wu-Tang?
To Wu-Tang back
Yeah.
then?
Nobody. Exactly.
No, but it's a difference though. If you break them down, it was people that was compared to them.
It's people that's compared to Drake too, but
Who?
to your
Who?
huh?
Name, that's what I'm asking.
You got like
J. Cole?
No, I wasn't gonna say him, but they do compare them. But
He's a bum.
you.
I can't listen to nothing he do.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. I'm being honest.
Well, my point is,
I tried to listen to J. Cole, and yo, I don't like him.
that's fine.
And I know people that will rush to go buy a ticket at any show he do. I'm not into
That's
J.
fine.
Cole.
If you don't like that, that's fine. But my point is, we getting away from the point. My point is, just because you saying
Okay, he's not great because he don't write his songs. You can't say what songs he write and what songs he don't.
all right, that's fine. You're talking about a lyricist. I'm talking about as an artist. If we talking about artistry,
No, are we talking about performance? No,
I'm talking about artists. Just
Hold on.
artists.
Hold on. If you talking about an artist, that means that dude is writing what he
That doesn't necessarily mean that. No, Whitney Houston didn't write all her songs either.
Okay, so she was a
She was an artist.
Okay, so she's an artist. If you want to say if you want to put him like that,
Singers
then
and
okay,
rappers
well,
are artists.
Guess what? I don't like the dude because you don't know what he writing and what he
You
writing.
don't like him because he sings and shit. Just call it who it
I
is.
just don't like his music like that.
Because he sings and shit.
No, it ain't just that he sing. I like
I'm
people
just
that
saying.
sing.
What,
I think R. Kelly's one of the greatest.
he's an
rappers.
R&B singer. He's not a rapper though.
What's the difference?
Now it's not really much of a difference because people don't sing ballads anymore. But what I'm saying is, you judging Drake, like I was telling you before, you judging him off what you got from other people in the 90s. You're not judging him for Drake. Like you're holding him up against
Okay,
people.
I like Future.
Huh?
He sings.
And then that takes me to another thing. If you like Future, I don't understand how you can say that you don't like some of these new artists because they all influenced by him.
This is my point. They all sound alike.
That's not what you
He
said.
came out different. You just said they was influenced by it.
They are influenced by him.
Okay, so they trying to do what he did.
Okay.
Rakim influenced a lot of dudes.
I know.
But they don't all try to sound like him. They not doing what he did.
I don't think they all try to sound like Future. I just think you have to appreciate what they doing. Migos sound like Future to you?
Migos didn't come from Future's clothes.
But I'm just saying.
They came from Gucci.
Do they sound?
They don't sound like Gucci.
Hold up. Exactly. What I'm saying to you is this: does Migos sound more influenced by Gucci or influenced by Future?
I don't think they sound like either one of them.
I said influence. I'm not saying sound like.
I don't think they influenced by Future.
I think you can definitely see that they were influenced by Future. Why? Number one reason, the whole auto-tune thing with rapping.
Then if that's the case, you would look at on T-Pain.
I'm talking about with the way that Future does it. T-Pain didn't do it that way. Migos does it the same way Future does it.
Do you realize that T-Pain used
I understand. We're not talking about T-Pain. I'm talking about you brought up Future that you like them.
Right.
I'm drawing parallels to Future, and you say you don't like these dudes. I don't understand.
I didn't say I didn't like the Migos. I said I like the Migos.
All right. So other new artists, like who you think of somebody else down there?
You know I like the Migos. When we was what I say in Vegas, if we going to see them, yeah, I want to see them.
Yeah, but like my thing is like I think
everybody trying to sound like the next dude.
But you act like that didn't happen in the '90s,
son. What dudes was more original?
How? No, they weren't.
Tell me who sounded like who.
I don't have names. To be
Other
honest,
than Ja Rule trying to do what Tupac or X did, he did his own thing.
Was Ja Rule successful with that? Right? I mean, they're successful nowadays too, but you didn't really have the like. My thing is, it's like
Ja Rule at first wasn't successful with that until Ja Rule got on the singing joint, and when he started.
You're wildin'. Vinny Vidi Vici was successful. That's my favorite
Ja Rule album.
That's his first album.
But at the end of the day, when dudes started calling him for what it was, that he was trying to be like X and Pac, he found his lane and got in it.
Yeah. But you don't think that was like LL? That's why I said they would be a good versus.
You know why? You know why?
And they both from Queens.
Because LL really wasn't his makeup wasn't totally on singing.
I'm not talking about singing. I'm talking about
Ja Rule's whole style was pretty much what
I'm talking about the demographic that he was playing to.
Would you agree with that?
What?
What Drake is doing was what Ja Rule was doing back then.
I don't think so. No.
What?
No.
Ja Rule could make a ballad, but the only difference was Ja Rule would go.
But Ja Rule wasn't incorporating different like I think what makes Drake great. Drake and this is not like I said. I'm not even
answer the question.
No, I'm answering the question. You asked me a question about Drake to Ja Rule. I'm explaining to you why it's not the same.
Right.
Drake will have songs that are New Orleans bounce. He'll have Houston inspired songs like as far as like that the way that they produce joints. He'll go back to that kind of English inspired Canadian feel. He has all of that on one album. That Ja Rule wasn't doing stuff like that.
But the difference is this: he's doing that, right? Drake is doing that, correct? Yep. And that makes him hot, right?
That's one of the reasons.
Okay, now, if I'm saying, yo, I think you should do this, Chris. You should do Caribbean Bounce. I'm gonna write the song and tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Are you great? Or am I great? I just don't have I don't have the voice to be able to do it. You got the voice that can do it.
So so let me ask you this. So no R&B singer in history is great then?
That's not true.
That's what you're saying.
That's not true.
They don't write their songs.
Some of them do.
Not all of them.
Okay. Tell me which ones don't.
All right. One of Beyonce's biggest songs, To the Left, was written by Ne-Yo. Okay. It's known in R&B. In R&B, they don't.
You just got one song.
No, I'm saying I don't have a list of the songs, but it's worldwide known.
Okay, but
that R&B singers don't write their songs. They don't write them all.
It's worldwide known that they are entertainers. Drake was out here.
So is Drake.
No, Drake was out here trying to front. He was trying to come for that whole cloth until that
was something that the fan base did.
The track came out and discredited.
But I'm saying that was something that the fan base did. What I will give you, and he said was he's like when he put himself in top 5.
He didn't do it.
No, I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying, in one of his rhymes, he said he was top 5. You can't say that. And I think Styles is the one who said that too. Was like, yo, he's great. The only thing he disagreed with was when he said, I'm top 5. He's like, you can't be top 5 if you don't write your rhymes. But they're all artists. Like, if you can't say that a hip-hop artist
I never seen Drake in concert to be able to say how good his artistry is.
I'm saying that's a part of the artistry, but a part of another.
But if somebody's telling you how to say,
you haven't seen everybody. You haven't seen Whitney Houston live, but you think she's great?
Yeah, I've seen her live.
When?
I've seen her live.
Okay.
The Super Bowl, she was live.
Shut up, man. Whitney's great. Whitney's great. She did not write 100% of her songs.
Okay.
So that's my point. Like,
but
we can't say we have to judge it accordingly.
What you're doing is
as a lyricist, I agree with you, Drake.
You taking R&B, which we know people will write the song.
Are they both music?
Hold on. It's music, but hip hop and R&B.
You're talking about lyricism.
It's two different.
I'm talking about artistry.
He's in the hip hop lane.
You're talking about lyricism.
Is he in the hip hop
lane?
lane?
And as a lyricist, I agree with you. As an artist, he's great.
How many of his? Just take the raps. How many raps has he wrote that we know?
I don't know. If he hasn't written any of them, I don't care. Puffy never wrote a rap, but you're not going to say.
But Puff said that.
What I'm saying, whether he said it or not, what I'm saying is
he
this.
Said I don't write rhymes, I write.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is that does not change the greatness of the material.
Oh shit!
It doesn't. Now, as a lyricist,
I'll tell you this: the people behind Drake, they great. Cause they made him that.
Drake is great. You're not gonna say Prince ain't great. You're not gonna say Michael Jackson ain't great.
Prince wrote his shit, and so did Michael Jackson.
100% of it.
Most of their shit they wrote.
Most of it is not 100%.
Well, guess what?
I'm just saying.
Like you said, I can't say what songs they did or didn't.
And if they did or were at 100%, with those, I'm making assumptions with that. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's very widely known that in the R&B genre
is great for what
there is more of somebody writing for somebody else. Because
R&B.
But I'm saying, as a lyricist in hip hop,
I might not be able to hit notes that you can hit.
What I'm saying, my voice projection is something different. Like you can have somebody say Jay's lines. Like I can get on a mic and say Jay's lines, right? It's not gonna sound as great as it sounds coming from Jay because of his voice.
No, that ain't true.
That is true. He gets it.
That ain't true.
So X is part of why X is who he is because of his voice too.
Yeah, but X write dirty, gritty rhymes, and
it goes with his voice.
Right.
So if you have,
but at the end of the day,
so flip it. X can't say Jay's verses and Jay say X verses, and they wouldn't be the same people they are right now.
Hold on. If X came out on some balling shit, you could do that, son.
I'm saying if he looked the same way,
if
he looked the same way he looked and he moved, but he got on the track.
I just said if he came out on some balling shit, he can't come out here with no Timbs on.
But that's him.
This is my point. Everything you do, it gotta add up. It gotta match up to what you're talking about. Like in battle rap, they say you look at certain dudes that be talking that gun shit, they not believable. But certain dudes, if they say the same thing that this one is saying, it's believable. Because he look like, you just not, like, prime example.
We're going to do that, and everybody in the rap industry lying.
I ain't saying it wasn't.
All right, so then, if my point...
I'm addressing your point.
Okay.
If DMX came out on some fly guy shit, and not the gritty dude that's standing in the corner look like he about to rob you in the store when you go in the store and come out. And he got on some whole shit, his shit would still be the same.
I'm saying he looked the same and just say hold wrong.
That should be totally different. He's a different kind of animal looking the way he looks.
All right. So my point to you is, there are people who may not look like how Drake looks, right? But they can come up with that.
Now you're talking about their image, man.
That's what we're talking about. If X came in with his image and said Jay's line,
it wouldn't work.
So then we're talking about image. So what I'm saying is, somebody who's
but if he look like,
let me finish. If he looks like X, but can write a song for Drake, he don't look like Drake, so it's not gonna come across like that. And Drake can get it off.
Okay, here we go right here. Ja Rule was trying to look like X, right?
Yeah.
Okay. His shit got off, right?
Now he started changing the way he was dressed once he started doing the girl joints.
Okay, but his shit got off, right?
He didn't have the same image.
Hold on.
He did not have the same image.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is
when he started singing.
So it goes back to what I'm saying to you. If X wore the clothes that
I'm not
Jay-Z
disagreeing
was
with you.
wearing,
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is, you take that, and that's
Drake
why
can't do that.
you take that, and that's why somebody may give Drake a song because
Now,
it's like,
now Drake is more on the level of a pretty boy like Hov was trying to be, correct?
I don't even think Drake is of the same image as Hov.
What you think he is? He's on that pretty boy shit, that ballin' shit.
Yeah, but he's like more clean cut. Like Jay was still like had a street element to him. Drake is not trying to be street at all.
What I'm saying to you is Drake is the pretty boy rapper, correct? Hov is
If that's what you want to call him, I don't consider him a pretty boy rapper. I consider Drake like you're straight as an arrow.
Who would you compare Drake to?
Nobody.
Okay, so you can't compare him to nobody. Then
If you compare, I'll compare it to Al B. Sure. And Al B. Sure probably kind of made it to be like, yo, I got more street bones in my body than Drake do. You know what I'm saying? Like his the way he presented himself. Like Drake don't try to do that. He's not even.
He can't.
But that's a part of it.
When you get pushed on and all that,
what I'm saying is he's not even. Who has come into the rap game and not tried?
No, front. He did try that shit with me.
He didn't try to be tough.
What?
No, he didn't. Everything that he talked about was about his affiliations, and affiliations ain't a lie. Because Jay Prince got on and said that too. He didn't talk about like him doing anything.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
He was referring to the people that he associated with, and Jay Prince has been on record on several interviews and confirmed that.
But he wasn't just saying Jay Prince. He was talking about AR in them too.
Yeah, so it's like yo, I'm not talking about doing nothing to you. That's not me.
Yeah, well, Drake ain't my cup of tea.
I'm not saying he's necessarily my cup of tea either.
But
what I'm saying,
I'm gonna just say he's great.
Like,
so you can go on to the next topic.
But no. Because, what's the name? That's like looking at sports, like you might have a player that you didn't like, but you can't say that he's not great.
That's facts. I don't look at Drake as, to me...
he's not your cup of tea, shouldn't take away from the fact that he's not great.
I said he's the best in this era.
That's great.
In this era, he's the best.
But he's great.
But it don't take nothing to be great in this era.
That's that hating ass old head.
No, it ain't, because I like Lil Baby too.
But I'm just saying, you said it don't take nothing to be great in this era.
I think Lil Baby could be better than Drake. I don't
understand how you say everything no, you said Lil Baby. Never mind. I'm confusing them. It's too many babies.
Yeah, Lil Baby is nice to me.
Lil Baby is dope.
And I told you I fuck with Future.
I like Future a lot.
What made me stop liking Future was when he was always talking about that lean shit.
He still do.
Yeah, so I really don't listen to much.
But his inspiration.
Now, if you think about it, him and Drake got a song together. He crushed that shit.
Yeah,
he crushed it.
That's fine. If you listen to that album wasn't a Drake style. Drake, speaking to his greatness, he went into Future's arena and did things that he don't do. Those was all trap beats. That album that they did together, that was all trap beats. Future did not venture over to that Drake world.
Because Future know what he writes.
I'm just saying.
I write
I'm
this
just saying.
And I'm saying, I don't have a team.
So what I'm saying is,
I don't have a team of writers.
Okay. So what you basically saying is, if Mike, that's like if you're
saying,
we're
not going to.
If you're saying Michael Jordan could only score and didn't do anything else and didn't want to do anything else, would he still be great?
No.
Exactly. End of discussion.
No, he wouldn't be great.
Exactly.
He'd be the greatest scorer.
Exactly. That's my point.
Drake
is like LeBron.
Drake is the greatest singer.
Drake is like LeBron.
Drake is the greatest singer.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
All right.
He's the greatest artist of this generation. You said it right.
All right, well,
you won't say great, but you want to. You're a secret great Drake fan.
No, that's shit.
You just said he's the best of his era.
Because there ain't nothing out here.
All right. So you call the Future nothing.
Future ain't making albums like Drake though.
He can't.
No, I'm saying like keep coming.
He can't. He can't do it.
I don't know why he ain't doing it, but
If anybody don't need to make albums, it's Drake. Cause they put his face on everything.
Where would you put? Is Rick Ross in this era?
If you want to put him in there.
No, I'm asking you, is he in this era? Yes or
Nah,
no?
I think Rick Ross is the era before, like he's 2000, not the 2010. Well, no. Nah, he would be like back into the early 2000s to the middle of 2010.
Early 2000s.
Back into 2000. So like I'm thinking, cause I was in when did Port of Miami come out? I'm thinking 2006.
Him and 50 got out of it when 50 wasn't doing nothing no more.
Port of Miami came out. Yeah, Port of Miami came out in 2006. So yeah, like the back end of the early 2000s to the middle of the 2000s. That's his era. 50 album came out in 2004. Give Rich Die Trying came out in 2004, I believe.
Listen,
2003.
Listen, man.
But yeah. Now what? What you want to ask about Ross? Do I think Ross is great? Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, I can fuck with him too.
Yeah, but Ross, like what I was saying, I don't put Drake in the lyricist category. Ross, I
So I just said he's the greatest singer.
But that's not all he does.
But you just said you wouldn't put him in the great lyricist.
I said from the beginning he's an artist.
Alright, so he's an artist.
Yeah.
Alright, so okay, yeah, you did say that. Alright, he's a great
I know I said that.
Alright, good. Let's move on. Fuck Drake.
Like I said, that's not my
Alright,
go-to.
man, fuck Drake.
But I'm not going to ignore the fact that
sit there and
he's
listen
great.
to that bullshit ballads he be doing.
What's the name, man? Dude is great.
Who else you gonna talk about?
Tragedy
Gaddafi came out with an album too. And they got a hard joint. Him, Nori, and I forget who else is on the joint. Word. And he got a joint with Raekwon. That old hip hop boom bap, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
You see my hoodie.
And we can appreciate that. These cats is stuck in the Stone Age.
No, we not.
They
If I
only
like
want to hear.
Lil Baby ain't boom bap.
They be like, my era.
Who's the
90s.
kid? No, all I say is the era, the 90s is the golden era of hip hop.
That's fine, but there's eras after it.
Now, it was eras before that, too.
90s is the golden era for everything. It's the golden era of TV too.
Well, I'm not into TV.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? I'm not into TV.
The 90s was dope. We appreciate that, but there's great things happening today.
Like, yeah, it is. Some music is good. You know what I mean?
For real, like it's just like R&B today is not the same as it was in the 90s.
It ain't no R&B today.
Like everything is like a
no
mixture.
R&B
There is some R&B.
Who?
You got people like
Exactly.
no.
If you got
Like
look
Jasmine
up,
Sullivan just came out. She still does ballads. Hold on. I'm gonna go on to my albums right here. That's what I'm doing. You don't like Jasmine Sullivan? He don't listen to R&B.
no, I like Jasmine Sullivan, but I'm saying, when the last time she dropped before
She
this
just
year?
dropped like a week ago.
I said before this year.
But I'm just saying, like she had.
Come on, man, you gotta keep coming.
Why?
Before this year, what was you playing from Jasmine Sullivan?
Her first album
All right then, when that came out?
when I was in high school.
All right then.
But I'm just saying, like,
All right,
from
then.
R&B,
Come on, man.
Do you listen to Kalani?
Nah, I never heard of it. I ain't
You
gonna
don't listen
front.
to R&B.
I can't front. I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't have that conversation. You don't listen to it.
But I fuck with like Keisha Cole's joint, right? Jennifer Hudson. You know what somebody said? I said and we can get on that too. The verses. I said neither one of them can sing like Jennifer Hudson. You know what somebody that's around your age said on the chat? Yo, she don't have the hits they got. I said, yo, we not talking about the hits. We talking about her singing.
But that was just you when we just having a Drake conversation.
Drake ain't writing his hits.
But that you didn't hear anything that I said. I was talking about him not being a lyricist and being
Yeah,
an
I
artist.
said okay, he's
That's
an
the
artist.
same-
He's a great artist. But Jasmine,
you were going on and on.
Jennifer Hudson Jennifer Hudson, would you say that she's better than
Yeah.
both of them?
She outsung Beyonce and Dreamgirls too.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Everybody
the
knows
R&B I wanna
Beyonce's not the greatest singer either.
No, everything is.
She's an artist.
No, you know what it is? It's who gets pushed. Because if you ask me, I think Kelly is better than Beyonce.
I ain't say that.
I think so.
I
Real talk. I ain't gonna lie, and I've been saying that for years. She just don't get the push.
She definitely don't get the push.
She don't get the push.
She can sing, but
If she would have got the push
I don't
that
think she's better than
Beyonce
Beyonce.
got, you know what I'm saying? Who knows where she would be at right now?
I mean, yeah, she would be bigger, but I don't think she's.
Yo, she's nice, B.
She is nice.
But nobody, and I think she sings better than Beyonce.
I don't think so.
I think so. Look, listen to her albums and listen to Beyonce albums. Kelly Rowland is nasty.
Yeah. That.
And everything is all about your push and stuff like that, man.
Well, that's in everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mary J. Blige. She just had the push, and she was from the hood.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, oh,
She can't
we got a
sing
hood.
she can't sing a lick.
She can't hold with them.
Yeah, but we love her though.
Right. Because she's the struggle R&B queen.
Yeah.
Like you got struggle rap, you got struggle R&B.
Yeah.
No, I'm being for real.
I know you're being real. It's just funny to hear that.
Keisha Cole was on the verses struggling like a motherfucker with the addiction, allegedly. You know what I mean?
But that's just like when
Come on,
you had the
man.
Monica and Brandy. Monica
Listen.
and Brandy went too.
Yeah.
And Monica can't sing with Brandy.
I don't know.
Did you watch the verses?
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, she can't sing with Brandy though.
I don't know. I don't know.
And Brandy's
Monica,
new album. Brandy's new album.
Nice.
Monica ain't Brandy.
Monica's nice.
And Brandy, yo, if y'all, one of my favorite songs has been since the album came out. Brandy got this song called Borderline on there. I can't play it because YouTube will crack down on us. But yo, go listen to that Brandy Borderline song. That joint is fire. Like the different ways, different notes that she's hitting. Yo, it's just that song give me chills every time.
Monica,
and it came out in the summer.
notes too, man.
Not like Brandy.
Nice.
Not like Brandy.
Monica's nice. Monica's nice.
Not like Brandy, my G.
Monica's nice.
Yeah, but like my thing, like
yeah, this whole video is basically white and black shit. We ain't get
what? What you want to talk about?
No, I'm just saying we've been on for what, an hour and a half almost.
We ain't talking about all black and white shit. We talking about music right now.
Most of the shit, yeah.
But it's Black History Month.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying.
Shoot, they got to deal with it.
I know that's right. Everything ain't gonna be jokes.
Yeah, nah, for real. We can't joke all the time. But what's
But I wanted to get at somebody though.
What?
You said you ain't cared. Bad publicity is good publicity, right? I want to get at another YouTuber.
What?
Fuck it, let's start some beef.
Go ahead. What do you want to do?
Nah, I ain't fucking with it.
Oh, I was about to say what you gotta say.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Nah, I mean, what's the name? But all right, so we got our Super Bowl picks. You said you was going with Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with Kansas City. So Kansas City, I got Kansas City over the Bucks. Oh, we didn't talk about. Did we address the Stafford trade? You talked about Derek Carr. You said you didn't care about the Stafford trade. Though.
No, I said that I wouldn't have gave up all that for Stafford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But whatever happened, Jared Goff out there looking like a boss.
That's crazy.
What's crazy?
But what I think gonna end up
What
happening.
I don't like is, you know what I mean, his teammates. Well, not even his teammates. Jalen Ramsey's a different animal, man.
I love that dude.
That dude is a funny dude.
I
I like him too.
What did he say though?
He was like, yo, he was talking about Deshaun Watson. Like, yo, come on over here. But that was before they was even talking about trading golf. He was like, yo, you need to come on over here, baby.
Yeah.
Come play with us.
I love Jalen Ramsey, dog. Me, I play defense when I play football. So I play defensive back. Like I appreciate his attitude and his approach to the game.
Nah, he talk too much.
That's fine. He back it up.
He's not Dion, man.
There you go, hating ass old head again.
No, it
like
ain't.
why he gotta be Dion? Why can't he just be great?
Because most dudes.
I'm just saying, but he's not. Nobody's Dion.
But he was the only one that could talk that shit.
No, that's not true.
Like that.
He's not the only great cornerback. He's the greatest cornerback of all time.
I'm not saying he was.
All right, so
Most people shut up and play.
Why? If you don't want to shut up and play, you don't have to.
Shut up and play, man.
Wow, that's your style.
Prove it to me.
He is proving it to you. He's the best corner in the league.
He's a total. Where would you rank him out of? Let's not even say Dion. Dion's in a different stratosphere.
Yep.
Where would you put Jalen Ramsey?
I would put him behind Darrell Reeves would be number 2 for me. I think after that you got Patrick Peterson because he traveled also. So you got your corners that travel, and Jalen Ramsey is in.
Where would you put him at, man?
Let me work through my list. He's either at like.
I can't believe you got Patrick Peterson over this dude that I'm about to say. Come on, man. We on
Hey,
audio too.
Who you got?
I'm waiting on you.
I don't know.
We got audio.
You rushing me so bad.
No, I'm not rushing you. You got your DB. Go ahead.
I just named this other shit. I would put him at 4 or 5.
Okay, so you got Reeves, Patrick Peterson. Who else? That's 3.
I would say I'll put Ramsey right in there.
So you would put him over Champ Bailey?
Hell yeah.
You would put him over Aeneas Williams?
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell yeah. And I'm a Cowboys fan, so we face Aeneas Williams twice a year. And he's
old.
great. No, not when he was old. He shut Michael Irvin down.
Yeah, but he was older.
No, he wasn't. Aeneas Williams was a 90s corner. He was older when he went to the Rams. When he was with the Cardinals,
right.
That was his younger years. Before they went to the AFC
Aaron
West.
Allen is better than what's the name?
You're wild. You're just.
And Woodson is better than him.
Charles Woodson?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
What?
No, he's not.
Are you serious?
No, he's not.
Oh my God.
No, he's not.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I'm a Michigan fan.
Okay.
Charles Woodson as a cornerback is not better than Jalen Ramsey.
All right. Okay. You better go back and look at some tapes.
Bro, Charles Woodson is my favorite. One of
I'm
my favorite players of all time.
I'm not talking about in Michigan.
No.
I'm talking
No, I'm
about
talking about the league.
Because guess what? Everybody say that. That thing they got on ESPN.
Everybody don't say he's better than Jalen Ramsey.
Hold on. Because what don't need to be said don't need to be said. When you got dudes like Randy Moss admitting that I got Moss, that I got Moss, that's Charles Woodson. If you saw that play live, he pushed off on him and went up and got the ball.
That's fine.
Because he wasn't catching the ball.
Could he do that to Reeves?
What?
He didn't do it to Reeves.
He was older. I'm talking about when they was both younger.
Yo, come on, man. Yo,
Charles Woodson had one bad game at corner in the league. And that was against Kansas City, his first game.
Charles Woodson is a great,
Come
he's
on,
a Hall of
man.
Famer. I don't think he's a better
Jalen
quarterback than Jalen
Ramsey
Ramsey.
is not on that level to me, man.
What does Charles Woodson do that Jalen Ramsey can't do?
Son, why, hold on.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm going to just put it this way. How many teams Jalen Ramsey been on since he's been in the league?
2.
Since he's that nice?
2.
Why?
Because he wanted more money?
Okay. So why they ain't paying him if he's that nice?
Huh? You can't say that.
What?
You can't say that.
If you that nice.
So Khalil Mack is not nice?
Khalil Mack is nice.
So why did y'all want to pay him that money?
Because what's the name don't want nobody that he didn't pick.
You're making excuses.
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You can't judge that by saying you're great. Dion played on 3 teams.
Hold on.
4.
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Hold on.
Why San Fran let Dion come to Dallas?
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute.
Okay.
But don't say his name. But you see this dude right here?
That's fine.
Hold on. Now, when the whole thing was going down with Khalil Mack, he told me, yo, that ain't happening. There's no way we gonna let him go. I said, yo, you want to know why we gonna let him go? Because John Gruden wants to come in. He's got 100. He got 10 years, 100 million, whatever his contract is, right? So guess what? He want to make all the decisions. He don't want nobody making no decisions and getting props off the decisions. Hence, why he don't like Derek Carr. I didn't like Derek Carr before Gruden got there. Mm-hmm. He didn't like nobody that McKenzie and them picked is on our team. Everybody has to be who he picked. And you know why he's on it like that? Because he won with what's the name's team. Now, Dion, on the other hand, Dion went from Atlanta to San Fran. Okay? Because he had issues with them, which he talked about. They was mad that he was playing baseball and vice versa.
I'm not talking about Atlanta. I said San Fran and Dallas.
San Fran, he was a free agent, and they thought he
Why
was
did-
done.
And he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Hold on, but he was older.
He came to Dallas and was in the All-Pro.
Son,
He won two.
what I just said was with San Fran.
When did he play decline in San Fran?
I said they thought he was older, and guess what? They was moving with a younger team.
Okay.
Now they got rid of him. They didn't want to give him the bread, and they let him go. That ain't what Ramsey is. Ramsey's still young.
Ramsey wanted the bag, and they didn't want to give it to him. He was the best corner in the league when he wanted the bag, and he's still the best corner in the league right now.
You just named somebody that's in the league that you say he's better than. Who? You just named somebody on your list that you said you will put him under.
He's old now. Yeah, he's old now. And right now, Jalen Ramsey's the best cornerback in the NFL.
But when they both were doing their thing,
yeah,
Ramsey got up out of there. Patrick Peterson was still balling.
No, when Ramsey was in Jacksonville, he was the best cornerback in the NFL.
Okay.
He was better than Patrick Peterson.
All right. Okay. We gotta look at these numbers. And we
Look
gotta
at
look at it, and we can discuss this next week.
It's not as easy as offensive players though. A lot of it is subjective.
Guess what?
Opinionated. So it's not absolute. It is. It definitely is. Because if you don't get targets, like if you look at numbers, if somebody didn't know anything about football, and some of Deion's years, they would look at it and be like, he wasn't a good corner. But the reason...
Why would you say he wasn't a good corner?
I said if they didn't know nothing about football, they just looked at the stats.
Okay.
So you can't look at stats for a cornerback.
That's my point.
You said stats.
Yeah, because you know...
You can't do that for a cornerback.
We're talking about two people that know the game.
But no,
that's what...
So we don't need to look at the stats because we know the game. That's my point. Because the stats ain't going to tell you.
Are people going to throw the ball more to a young Patrick Peterson or right now...
I already said Patrick Peterson was higher up on my list.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
But when Jalen Ramsey came in the NFL, he was better than him.
What?
When Jalen Ramsey came into the league, after year one, he was the best cornerback in the NFL.
I don't know him to be the best corner in the league, man.
Who's better than him right now?
Right now? I don't know. I have to go through it.
Because there's nobody.
That ain't true.
Stephon Gilmore is nice. He's not better than Jalen Ramsey.
I'm trying to think, man. Who's in Minnesota?
Nobody.
I'll be able to tell you about next week.
They let homeboy
I'll
go.
be able to tell you about next week.
Please tell me.
He's not the best.
He's the best. They got the best corner in the NFL on their team and the best D tackle.
Right.
Where I was going to with the whole Rams thing was, with them doing that golf shit and not having no first rounds in 2023, one of them cats is going to have to get traded because they need to get first round picks. Unless they really just like, yo, fuck it. Because if they don't win a Super Bowl, they're going to have to start getting first round picks.
They didn't win a Super Bowl.
But that's my point. So either Aaron Donald or Jalen Ramsey is going to get traded because those are the only two players on their roster that they can get first round picks for.
I'm trying to think. Who could they beat right now?
I don't think they can beat. They might be the worst team in the division. Because if San
I ain't talking about their division.
But they got to do that to get the playoffs.
No, I said they should be able to get to the playoffs.
If they're the worst team,
wild card.
But that would mean all four teams from NFC West get in.
I don't think they're the worst.
I don't think they're going to be better than Arizona next year. I don't think they're going to be better than San Fran because San Fran will be healthy.
Who's Arizona? Murray?
Yeah. And they got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
And that defense with Buda Baker in them is nice.
I don't think they are that.
I think that team is
I
going to
don't think their D is better than the Rams.
No, they got the two.
And Matt Stafford.
I don't think their defense is better than their.
Matt Stafford is an upgrade over Goff.
Hey, we'll see.
So games that Jared Goff couldn't pull out, Stafford showed that he could do that with a bum team in what's the name, in Detroit.
We'll see. So let's say they're third or fourth place in the NFC West. Third place is not guaranteed to get them.
No, because I don't think Seattle gonna be nice like that.
Oh. All right. So you think
Seattle shows you they don't have no D.
Yeah.
Seattle don't have no D.
And they won the division.
Huh?
And they won the division.
Yeah, because San Fran was hurt.
But they had to beat the Rams to win the division.
Right. Goff couldn't pull the games out.
All right. Well,
those games was close games.
I'm still taking Russ over Matthew Stafford. So we want to get down to the quarterback.
the Rams D over Seattle's D.
Yeah, so you got offense over one offense and one defense over another.
Right, so now that's where Matt Stafford could pull a game out, where Jared Goff couldn't.
So you just gonna eliminate the fact that Russ can't pull a game out?
Russ can pull a game out. I'm not saying he can't, but what I'm saying is you got a quarterback on one side in Matt Stafford now that can do what Russ could do.
I think.
But their defense can't do what the Rams defense could do.
All right, so let's say best case scenario, they win the NFC West.
I'm not even saying win. I'm saying wild card.
Well, even just get to the playoffs. I don't think they will be able to win a Super Bowl.
The Saints ain't gonna be good if Breeze go.
So I don't think the Rams will win a Super Bowl. So my point is, the fact that they won't win a Super Bowl in like the next year or two, they're gonna have to unload either Aaron Donald or Jalen Ramsey probably after next year if they don't win a Super Bowl, because if the longer you wait, the longer you risk something happening to where you can't get a first round pick for one of them.
But you might not get what you got. You looking at off of what you got for Khalil Mack with one of them. You might not get that.
I'm not saying the same thing as Khalil Mack, but you're gonna get a one. You're not giving up either one of them without getting a one.
But they gave up too many. So that 1-1, they gave up 3, didn't they?
They don't have one until 2023.
Okay, so
but that's still a one. You don't have any. A one is better than none.
Yeah, but he could be a bust. Because you talking about if they make the playoffs, you picking later in the round.
Yeah, but as an organization, you're not gonna go 3-4 more years.
And Matthew Stafford is old.
Yeah,
and his body is breaking down.
So you're proving my point that they need a first round pick to draft a quarterback.
But this is my point. You going to get to the playoffs. You should get to the playoffs out of that division. You got Drew Brees in them. If Brees leaves, the Saints ain't going to the playoffs with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you put Tom Brady back in the playoffs because he's going to win that division, right? Who's in their division? Them, the Saints, and who else?
The Carolina Panthers and it's the Bucks, the Saints, the Panthers, and who else is it? It don't even matter. The Falcons.
Right. Now, if they can win that division. If Matt Ryan and them
none
come back.
None of this matters.
But no, I'm talking about the Rams getting in the playoffs.
But what I'm saying is, they're gonna have to unload them players.
How old is Jalen Ramsey?
He's early 20s. He came out the same year as Zeke and Dak. This is gonna be his 5th year.
This is 5th year?
Yeah, they came out in 2015.
And Aaron Donald came out in Khalil Mack's draft, right?
Yep. And he's the best player in the NFL.
Oh, I give you that. I was saying that when we had Khalil Mack on our team. He gives pressure up the middle.
Like, they're gonna have to get rid of one of them because you're gonna need a first round pick.
Because he's gonna be 30 this year.
Because if you make it in the playoffs, you're not gonna be picking in the top 10. So the only way you could get potentially into the top 10 is to unload one of your all pros.
He'll be 27 this year, Jalen Ramsey.
So one of them is going somewhere. More than likely, it's going to be Aaron Donald because he's 30.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't call it, but the Rams are definitely a better team with Stafford.
They may be. I mean, but they paid a hell of a price. Hell of a price. But you got anything else you want to talk about?
Nah.
Alright. So, Wednesday, Super Bowl week. I got Kansas City, he got the Bucks. We're going to see what happens. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Or don't like. We don't give a fuck.
Whatever. Yo, comment too. Comment.
Yeah, comment.
Word.
And, matter of fact, it was a live comment on the last episode.
Oh yeah, when you was talking about Wentz.
No, not just Wentz. We was talking about the Big East having being a top-notch division and the teams
Mm-hmm.
being good in that era, and they falling off. And there was a comment made by somebody saying UMass. UMass was only good with Candy for those couple of years. UMass, they was never on TV neither. You didn't even know they had a basketball team. That's fact. Look it up. You know, so that went to what we saying as far as Duke and
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and I'm gonna tell you something. Now here's the funny thing that I'm glad we said that before we close out. You know the excuse they making for Kentucky and Duke having down years now? Or their programs falling off? Huh?
Global warming.
One and done. Now Kentucky always been a one and done.
Yeah.
North Carolina always been a one and done. Duke was the one that was always the kid stayed for 4 years. Right?
Yeah, then they started.
They started doing the one and done
Kyrie was the
with
first
Kyrie.
one, yeah.
I don't want to hear that. That's the landscape of college basketball. If you the best coach, then guess what? You make do what you got. And we fucked around and lost to Clemson the other night, and they're going to jump in the top 25 over us.
Yeah.
But yo, like you said, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell, man, for the notifications.
Word.
And you can even dislike. We don't give a fuck.
Alright, this is Chris.
I'm Wise. Peace.
Peace out. 8672 Podcast.
Yes, sir.